back from Atlantic City truck meet, and while we were gone, the boys got a surprise ready for us. We actually sold the wheels off the blue truck, as you saw in the last video. They got the new set of JTXs mounted up with some floaters on them, and I've been really curious to see how it looked. Now, just keep in mind, this is a temporary setup. I do really like the wheels, but they're not quite wide enough and not quite big enough for what we're gonna want with the truck. But let's take a look at it. I think it looks good, but we'll see. So currently this truck is just leveled, and this is a 24x12 JTX with a 305/35/24 street tire. We either need to take the leveling springs out and lower this thing, or we are considering bagging the truck. If we bag the truck, we'll probably keep a similar wheel and tire setup and just slam it. But I really like this style of wheel, and we got our floaters on there. I had this spare set of polished ones, and that worked out pretty good. But she looks pretty good. We sold the brushed wheels. I think I'm gonna order a custom set, like I said in the last video. But for now, this is what she's gonna look like. Just for anyone wondering, our next show is Freedom Truck Meet this following weekend. This video will be up way before that. But we're considering just bringing the blue truck and coming and seeing everybody and hanging out. Kind of just being low key that weekend. We've been traveling, doing a lot of shows here lately, so bringing all the merch, all the trucks and stuff it's a big deal. So we might just cruise up in the blue truck and hang out with everybody and meet everyone. So let's take a look at what we really came here for, though. The white truck, all the powder came in for it. Super excited for that. I was getting sent pictures while I was in Atlantic City. It made me want to pack up and come home because I'm ready to see this thing together. But Bubba and Brian are working on it right now, getting the frame prepped, and we're about ready to go. Just got back from paint this morning. Still got to bring all the paint in, and I'll show y'all here in a second. But just wanted to take a second to show y'all what Bubba and Brian got done this morning while I was at paint. I did as much as I could last night. We stayed and put the overlays on and did all the little stuff we could do without having a bunch of people here to move the axles and stuff under it. I really wanted to put the rear axle in last night, but I was pretty much alone on the heavy stuff. So let's take a look at everything. I'm tickled with how this thing's turning out. It looks super clean, and it's, turning out to be the quality that we want it to be. So let's take a look. So, as you can see, we have a rear lift kit. The truss, the overlays, the rear air tank bracket turned out great. Again, huge shout out to Diego over at Resurrected Fab. He killed the lift in record time for me, and really made some stuff happen. And you know, helped us customize the lift how we want it with our company logos. You definitely will not miss the fact that this truck is ours. There's about 3,700 FPs on this truck. I'll do a deal. Whoever can guess the exact amount of FPs in the comments that this truck has on it, I will send some merch out. So drop that in the comments. If you guess it, you could win some merch. But yeah, so axle housings look great. They came back from powder. They've got the rear track bar in, the upper truss set. The lower truss is obviously weld on. Everything looks great. Chad over at Alpine Customs killed the powder. If you don't remember, you might remember Chad. He was in the YouTube videos probably almost a year ago. Now he's full-time powder coating. He did a great job. So we've got the cradle just kind of hanging, not tight. Everything not tight right now while we're setting it all. We just set rear pinion angle, and we're ready to rock on this thing. I'm really happy with the quality and the look that we get and how clean it is just from this angle. And the details of this lift from Diego and them are just crazy. Like overlays front and rear on the arm, on the little FPs. It's just detailed insanely. But yeah, so we got the coilovers together. As you saw, we got sway bars, all the steering's together. Like I said, we put all the overlays on. We got our steps. Still waiting on the arms to come back from paint because the arms are going to be painted, but the steps are powder coated. And yeah, those horns are for a customer truck before someone asks why there's purple. Those are not mine. And then we've got our center cradle support, which we're going to wait till last to put on because we need to start adding some more rock lights and do some wiring before this gets in the way. Only thing left is on this front axle, we have to get the bushings in. And those are a really big pain, especially when you're not trying to scratch anything. Like if you could beat them in, it'd probably be different. But obviously we have to be careful or we will ruin these brand new shiny axles. So stay tuned, I guess, to see what else we do to the truck today. I'm not really sure what the goal is going to be to do today, but I think we might put all the guts in the rear diff before we can get a rear drive shaft measurement. So got everything back from paint. We've got our tail lights. If you'll notice, we actually paint the whole lens because they're actually bright enough to shine through if you paint them white. That's kind of something we do on all of our trucks, just as like a trademark. Got all the new bed skirts, all the new bed plastics, and everything already painted, ready to go. Got the antennas, the third brake, parking sensors. I've still got to order a couple more sensors, but everything's coming good. We'll probably put some of the painted stuff on today. Maybe put the antennas back on and the third brake back on. That way we can put the headliner back up. But yeah, good progress. Action. You fixing to break it?
I wouldn't say break.
I wouldn't say break. We have made a homemade gadget. We don't need to. People don't even know what's about to happen. It's about to get a little rowdy.
They're about to be for sale.
But truck's about to be for sale. Well, what do we think about the lift so far, boys?
Yeah, she looks good.
I mean, I like it. Honestly, it kind of fell right together, didn't it? Well, the back.
Yeah.
The back fell together. Now, the front's going to be a lot different of a story. But we got the bags on. We are still waiting on our air tanks from Lowrider Depot. We've got all our rock lights mounted. These are Banff rock lights with a Varn-built 90-degree mount that we put on there. We've got 48 Banff high-intensity rock lights for this thing. So she's going to be bright. But, yeah, so far everything's good. We got a set preload in the rear. And I've got one more set of shock clamps to put on. And then the rear is pretty much wrapped up besides putting the chunk in. And Bubba really wants to hit that. He really wants to hit that.
I'm itching too.
I mean, do we think it's going to work?
Yeah. It'll work until it does not work.
There's no one that makes a tool for this, FYI. I think most people with Rams just powder coat them with them in there, and we didn't want to do it.
We should have done it.
I'm going to turn the camera off for this. I can't watch this.
I wouldn't.
So somehow this worked. Brian and Bubba have took scraps and made a tool. I mean, I guess that's what being mechanics is. You make tools when you ain't got it. But yeah, no one makes a tool to do this, but we now own one and we are gonna patent this. It's not gonna look like this. You know, don't worry, you're not getting the prototype.
What?
It's not for sale. That one's not for sale. That one's ours. Brian made that with love.
We have to sign it.
37 washers will not be included.
Sold separately. It's like
Sold
batteries.
separately, yeah.
You gotta get.
It did work very nicely and surprisingly, but well, I'm gonna go ahead and close the video out at that because if we scratch one of these, I'm gonna be not happy enough to finish this video. So, thank y'all for watching. Hopefully, we'll have it on the ground this week. That's the plan.